What's poppin', little Gunther?
Golly jeepers, mister. You scared me.
You want to learn how to play some dodgeball?
Boy, would I.
First, you have to run to the center and grab as many balls as you can. Once you're back on your side, you can get the opposing team out by either hitting them with your throw or catching their throw. Once all the players in the opposing team are eliminated, your team wins. Looks like he wasn't lucky this time.
Wow, I can't wait to get the fellas together and play. But where would I play?
You can play at any open gym club tournament held at OCHS.
Sounds fun.
Have fun, little Gunther. Don't be too rambunctious.
Coming up on Current OC.
Today, we finally discover why a rivalry exists between our district and another local high school.
We also take a dive into the unseen hard work of one of our sports teams.
It all starts now on the Current OC.
From the OC TV studios along 6th and Atlantic, Raider Nation's leading news magazine starts now in high definition. This is Current OC.
Welcome back, students and others. We have a sports-oriented episode today, so grab your, footballs.
Nice try, but that season ended a while ago. But you tried. Anyway, did you catch the basketball game a couple nights ago?
Against Mainland?
Yeah, tensions were super high, especially after Mr. Haynes' special announcement regarding poor sportsmanship and whatnot.
Hey, what do I know?
Well, obviously not too much, but we'll fill you in. The well-known rivalry between ourselves and the Mustangs has been going on for longer than I can imagine. But does anyone remember or even know why we hate each other so much? Ashley Kern reports.
Here at Ocean City High School, no matter what you do or what sport you play, we all have one thing in common. When the lights come on Friday night, we all have one rival, Mainland. But do any of us really know why and why this feud has been going on throughout our school's history?
No, I think it's because, the mascots don't get along, like a Mustang and, a bird.
Because Mainland stinks at everything, and we beat them at everything.
No, I don't really know why we have rivalry with Mainland.
No, I don't. I really don't have, any idea, at all.
Well, I'm not really sure the originality of it, but we're close in proximity, and generally that means rivalries for teams in sports.
Not really, but as long as I've been here, I just learned that you're supposed to hate them.
Well, not quite. In the 1960s, Mainland was built across the bay, which took away most of the OCHS students. So they went from being teammates, and they soon developed a rivalry that stands till this day.
That's pretty interesting. I guess they probably felt that they were traitors at the time.
Oh, so that's why the rivalry? Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So until the next game approaches, let's remember one of Raider Nation's oldest traditions. This has been Ashley Kern reporting for the Kern OC.
Luckily for them, our dive team doesn't experience too much of the rivalry that other sports might. However, that isn't to say that they don't work just as hard as football or basketball. Take a look.
While many people know that OCHS has a swimming team, not many people seem to realize we also have a diving team. While they're not as well known, they work just as hard. These students train every week to master the art of diving. Today, the Kern OC goes to the Aquatic Center to show you the technique that goes into diving to give a better appreciation for the sport. This is the diving team. They're practicing like they do every week, but today they'll be showing you and me how to properly dive.
There are 5 categories in the dive program. In order to compete, you need to be able to do at least 4 of the 5 categories. So the first category is the forward dive. One of the techniques you need to have is really the approach. It's all about the approach. You need to get up off the board and not go straight into the water. That's really important so you can get to the more challenging dives like your 1.5 and your double. Next, we have the back dive. In order to do that successfully, you need to make sure you do not throw your head back, so that way you can go in with good form. The next category, which is the twisters, so that way you can do backflip with a twist, is one of the more challenging dives because you can do 1 twist, 1.5 twist, double twist. A lot of people tend to twist right off the board, so they cut their height off. So we really focus on training hard at getting the flip up in the air before we wrap around for the twist. We also have the inward category. So with the inward category, you want to take it up and then look down for the water. So that's important in order to get your body to rotate because you're going backwards to go into the water forwards. And then the last category, which is probably the scariest for most divers, is the reverse category. And the reverse dive, you go off the board with the approach forward, but then you go into a backward dive. And one of the big things with technique is being tight. A lot of the times when the divers are learning a new dive, their body tends to get a little bit loose and goes a little bit crazy.
Wow, it seems the diving team is much more complicated than I thought. I know I definitely have a better appreciation for diving than before, and I hope you do as well. It definitely shows how much hard work and dedication it takes to improve at diving. Well, it looks like that's all I have for today. This has been Gavin Spiker, reporting for the Current OC.
Mac, I wonder, is it still cold outside?
I'm not really sure. Why don't you check a window somewhere?
We're in the studio, Mac. There are no windows.
Wait, really?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sammy Smith, here to give you your weekly forecast. Starting off with our radar, we're not seeing any chances of snow or rain, which is perfect for this weekend. Moving on to our current conditions, we're seeing a temperature of 27 and wind speeds of 6. Humidity at 76, which is pretty surprising for the January weather. However, moving on to our area temperatures, we're seeing a huge drop all the way to the 20s and 25 and even 30s, which is actually starting to feel like January. On to our weekly forecast. Starting with today and Friday, we're seeing temperatures of 40s and even the 30s, and onto our weekend, we're seeing 47 and 38, which is perfect for the Super Bowl and to stay home with your family.
Well, that's another episode for us. We hope you enjoyed.
Don't forget to log on and catch all of our content by heading over to oc-tv.org.
We're also on all your favorite social medias at OCNJTV, so be sure to check us out there too. We don't have a TikTok though. I think someone's working on that.
I hope not. Thanks for watching.